Hi, welcome to today's general spread. I just recorded an intuitive channeling that actually it took a lot out of me than I expected it to, but I really wanted to show up for today's reading. I'm loving the consistency that I'm bringing to this. I love pulling cards, so let's see. Let's see what today's shuffle has to say. I'll link the intuitive channeling in the description of this live stream. The first three cards are the King of Rods, the Three of Cups, and the Four of Cups. I'm getting the sense of shadow work. In the intuitive channeling that I did mention, well, I actually didn't, I don't think I verbalized in the video, but I titled that we have entered the void, which is very much this. I love this though, the image of this, and the way that this king is so intently focused on the light, specifically the light growing from his orb. This is giving a very intent connection to intuition, which if you aren't practicing, should be practicing very urgently, especially during our presence in this void state. Okay, so now I'm receiving that these are cards that are offerings as to how to deal with this void, which with these cards as well, I believe the universe is acknowledging that you may be in right now. If by chance you're watching this at a different time than when I'm recording, November 2025, then please check if it resonates. If it doesn't, then this is not energy that you need to even dabble in just because you're interested in what I have to say. I do think that this void we are in and facing is very serious because it's very energetically charged. So yeah, if you resonate, then yes, you are in a very energetically charged state of void exploration right now. This is also, of course, relative to this deck, which I don't show often. My apologies. The Intuitive Tarot by Scylla Conway. Lots of nuance to the way that she draws these images and the descriptions of them. So I follow the nuance of what she's doing. But in general, the King of Rods is just a very impassionate, chargy, almost angry person, which I think is also the sense of what we are tapping into right now. I feel proud of us. I feel very chuffed for the lot of us in the community I read for how much shadow work we have done and how much darkness we have risen above. So just to put that there is no darkness that is bigger than you. Yeah, it's all achievable, everything. And I think with the presence of this card, you either are learning that or you're going to realize it very soon and integrate it very nicely into your life. I'm feeling into that as well, that this is also a period of integration, big focus. And as I'd mentioned, what could be helpful, hey Lisa, what could be helpful is friendship, relying on friendship. And this card to me, I always take to be a reminder of gratitude. So writing gratitude lists and writing them out and then verbalizing your gratitude over them. And then finishing each sentence and statement you say you're grateful for with a thank you, thank you, thank you, literally uplifts your frequency. Very simple, can be very tedious if it catches you on the wrong day, but very, very helpful.
I'm still hungry.
Okay. I'm not going to pull any more cards after this. I'll come and make you more food. This card speaks of a mystic sense of connection with both earth and air, with both 3D reality and your thought process. Instinctive grasp of human and animal nature, a decision maker, business or creative person who leads from the front, inspiring, decisive, clear, perceptive. The ability to listen and clarify. And specifically with that sentence, I'm receiving the ability to listen to your spiritual senses, your intuition, other realms, and clarify, to manifest it into reality, to bring it forth and action it. A need to connect with your wild, intuitive wisdom. So I'm feeling specifically into the possibility that this may not be the greatest times, but you are feeling charged, or at the very least, you should invite a charge. I feel like it's lying somewhere, and just an awareness of it, the fact that you are actually, even if you are feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, this card speaks of a dissatisfaction with life or with your material world. You're still charged up energetically. That's your spirit. Maybe your emotions are feeling apathetic, despondent, bleh. But on a soul level, this is actually where you're at in terms of clarity. So this is a great period to trust yourself and your intuition, like I've been saying. Trust your intuition. You are on some other shit right now, and every decision you make is right now in this period, I feel, is going to lead to growth in some or other way, even if it involves maybe cutting a friendship off or cutting a relationship off, or like choosing to ignore someone, just do it. Be yourself. That's what I'm getting at. Be yourself. Rely on your friends. Reach out to your friends. I'm getting the possibility of, I'm getting the very strict intentional invitation from the universe for you to make plans with your friends. Specifically make plans, like go to see them. Don't just call them. Make a plan to meet up in person. It may be helpful in dealing with any of this. Yeah, let me sit with this more. I feel called to read the interpretation of the Four of Cups. Satiety, passivity, draining energy, dissatisfaction with surface issues, for example, money or relationships, which can conceal a more fundamental lack or paradoxically too much of something. Attainment of an ambition only to discover it means less than expected. May indicate a need to clarify goals and identify what is important in life. That last sentence is incredibly important, I think, especially the crossover with the frequency of clarification. I also get the sense that talking to a friend about an issue that you need clarification from will be helpful. You also may be put in that position, random one, but just as a heads up, I guess, a friend may reach out to you in order to clarify some sense of apathy in their life that they can't unpack. I'm actually having a conversation right now with a friend about their career and shit, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have these cards fall out and bring that to action. I mean, bring that to, like, whatever. Anyway, let me shuffle for one more card. It feels like, I love how, I'm going to shuffle more. I love how, light, yes. I love how light these cards are. I love how it is a deeply spiritual and energetic time when I'm doing this reading anyway. But I love how there's movement, because I believe that energetic times where there is stillness implies or begets a lot of like still gunky vibes, This is far from that. I'm receiving motion, progression. No sense of any lower than apathy, no sense of like a deep sense of depression, which is wonderful, because that means that, in my opinion, that there's less shame. I mentioned this in the intuitive channeling, which I will still be linking in the description of this video, that especially during times of void exploration, it is much better, in my opinion, to be angry versus being sad or depressed or down. Be furious, be crazy. I think the energy transmutes and it moves better. The cards that fell are the Page of Cups and the Page of Discs. I'm loving the sense of innocence with the presence of the pages. This is giving that your inner child is active and intact, no matter what stage you're at in your inner child work. That may be something that's also useful for you to keep in touch or do lean more into inner child work. I'm receiving a sister scenario now. Okay, rather, let me get specific. I'm receiving the need to reach out to your sister or talk to your sister. Have an honest conversation. Get creative with your sister. Or a friend who feels like a sister to you. Reach out to that person. Reach out to her. Even if it's just to say hi. Let the conversation kind of lead itself. There might be something there for you. You're already open. I wanted to say lean into an openness, but it feels you're already open. Just in case you don't feel that way, though, just be open. Be aware of how much energy you have in you right now, as this could cause like a lot of like projecting opinion, jumping to conclusions, within you. You have so much creative energy, so much, there's a lot of healing with regards to this potential dissatisfaction of life that you may be feeling right now. Like you are going to go about doing things that will make life so much more enjoyable, This is what we're getting to on the other side of this. Beneath the deck, you have the Nine of Rods. Have an honest conversation with your sister. Yeah, such a random specific one, but get into that. And with the presence of all of the cards that are in this deck right now, with no Arcana cards on the floor, I'm getting the sense that a lot of this has to do with you. It's entirely up to you how you choose to go about traversing this void, healing senses of dissatisfaction, switching career paths. I'm getting that as well, a consideration of switching career paths, which is the exact conversation I'm having with this friend of mine, that they're feeling this sense of this job that they're in and they need to switch to start again. We're having a conversation about it, helping my friend. Yes. I think I've said everything that I need to say. Like I said earlier, it doesn't feel like a pressing issue. Whatever this thing is that you're trying to process and going through, doesn't feel like a pressing issue. It doesn't feel like you feel hopeless in any way, which I really appreciate, because from when I'm reading this, hey Malik, hey Eleanor, that's cool. That's cool. So from when I'm reading this, we just came out of a very depressing, dark, really dark stage. It does feel a bit dark, but like I said, the light is there, the light is present, we're focused. Messages. Okay, yeah, lots of messages, but it feels like you need to light a candle. Okay, yeah, it feels like if by chance none of this happens, you can't reach a friend, you can't have a conversation with anyone outside of you, light a candle and intentionally meditate and stare into the flame. Yeah, definitely. Very helpful. A lot more helpful than you'd think. Literally do it. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the way that you feel when you wake up in the morning. There's a messaging in that. Yeah, pay attention to that. The way that you feel and the thoughts that you no. The way that your thoughts make you feel. Yeah, pay attention to that relationship. Try to be really honest about how you feel. With these two cards as well, be very aware of being unnecessarily defensive in situations and jumping to conclusions. about situations. Yeah. Discovery of self, journeying into the self. If you do rituals and stuff like that, or affirmations or whatever, make sure you're focused on yourself and affirmations of uncovering the self, connecting with the self. This may heal any feelings of dissatisfaction or apathy that you're going through. Things aren't that bad, you know? But you seem to be very adamant. Okay, this is a specific frequency now. Things aren't that bad, but you seem to be adamant on looking only at the bad and focusing only on that. Focusing very intently on that. Okay, I'm getting also, you're done with shadow work. Another specific message. If you're done with shadow work, please release the shadow darkness. Please try to stop thinking so negatively about life. Please try to be more hopeful. Please try to stop complaining. Practice that intently. Assign a period of time to yourself where you do not complain. Don't complain at all for a whole day. You know, every time you catch yourself complaining, tie an elastic band around your wrist, and every time you catch yourself complaining, flick it. Or build a relationship with your universe and say, well, okay, this happens, I think, to a lot of us anyway. Every time you complain, you know, when your shirt gets caught on the door, you stub your toe. For me, it can happen as far as me knocking my head on a cupboard that I've always known is there, you know. I'm very familiar with the positioning of that cupboard, but I knock my head on that cupboard as if I didn't know that it was there. Yeah. Yesterday I tripped. Up the stairs. Oh my God. I was shocked into presence. So anyway, work with your universe like that, you know. Exactly. People do need to be more grateful for what they have. Lisa, you're so right. Physically writing gratitude lists can be very helpful for that. I understand, though, I really relate to people who cannot find that sense of gratitude right now, who are possibly very warped into the void and feeling really depressed and losing their sense of self. Oh, right. I also tapped into the need to be sober. Watch out for that in your addictive habits. Be aware of those. An addiction can show up in any way, even right down to your workaholism. Being a workaholic, watch out for that. Even that is an addiction. As productive as, whatever it is, as productive as it may be, watch out for that. Gym, exercise addicts, you know what I mean? I'm really receiving the need to really let go. Try to relax, man. Try to relax. And then beneath that, you had the One of Rods. These two cards suggest to me working with the body. Book a massage if you can. Ask the loved one to give you a back massage if you can, a neck massage. Massage your own hands, your feet, your womb. To give yourself energy. Or to connect with your energy, because you actually have a lot of energy. Like I said, there's a lot of energy within you right now that's unlocked. Its potential is spilling over, so to speak. Yeah. Overall, though, I can't help but get this feeling of like everything's fine. You're okay. Everything's okay. You're doing good. Yeah, I'm talking about gratitude. Thank you. Thank yourself for being alive. A sincere thanks for that, because I don't want to undervalue how special it is to still be able to retain a fire within you, to be alive and to try and to dream and to hope, to connect with your spirit during these times. Your angels also very grateful for that. Your angels, your ancestors, your soul, very grateful for your dedication to remain aware of them and of the greater picture. God is also extremely grateful for your faith in them. It, he, she. Whoever God is to you. Thank you for watching. That is all I've got. I feel like it's really such an energetically potent time. I feel if what I've given hasn't sufficed, then what you have within you will be more than enough, regardless of whatever it is that anyone does. What you have within you is more than enough. Always grateful. I will see you in the next reading.